Some crimes feel so evil, so personal, they leave the whole world asking, why? This is one of those stories. Today, I want to talk about Chris Watts, a man who looked like the perfect husband, the loving father. But behind that fake smile was something dark, something no one saw coming. This story really hit me hard, because it shows how sometimes evil doesn't look like a stranger. Sometimes it looks like a man eating dinner with his daughters. Chris Watts lived in Colorado. He was married to Shanann Watts, a beautiful, strong woman who loved sharing her life online, always smiling with her two daughters, Bella and Celeste. They looked like the perfect family. Shanann was pregnant with their third child, a baby boy they were going to name Nico. She trusted Chris with her life. But what she didn't know is that Chris had been living a lie. While Shanann was working hard, posting videos about her love for Chris, he was secretly seeing another woman. He told his mistress that his marriage was over, that he was starting a new life. But instead of just leaving, Chris made a decision that still shocks me to this day. He didn't want a divorce. He didn't want the responsibility. He wanted to erase everything. On the 13th of August, 2018, Chris did the unthinkable. That night, after Shanann came home from a business trip pregnant, tired, and full of hope, Chris strangled her in their own bed. But it didn't stop there. Their two little girls, Bella and Celeste, were still alive. Chris took their bodies with the girls still awake and drove to an oil site where he worked. There, he smothered them, one by one, and put their tiny bodies inside oil tanks. Can you imagine that? Your own children scared, confused, looking into your eyes, and you still go through with it? That's the part that breaks me, bro. Bella was just 4. She fought back. Her last words were, "Daddy, no. Let that sink in. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was cold, calculated, planned. And it was committed by someone these kids called Dad." Sometimes I ask myself, what kind of evil lives inside a person like that? How do you go from backyard BBQs and family photos to murdering your own children? At first, Chris pretended like Shanann was missing. He went on television, crying, lying to the world. But the truth came out fast. His body language was weird. His story didn't add up. And when police checked surveillance footage, they saw Chris backing his truck into the garage at 5 a.m., hiding the bodies. Eventually, he failed a polygraph. Then he confessed, but even his confession was full of lies. At first, he tried to blame Shanann. Then he admitted everything. Chris Watts was sentenced to 5 life terms, no chance of parole. He's now spending the rest of his life in prison. But I still wonder, is there any punishment deep enough for what he did? For killing your entire family, even your unborn son, just to start a new life with another woman? I don't think there is. This story teaches us that evil doesn't always look like a monster. Sometimes it looks like a smiling father in family photos. If this case shook you like it did me, let me know in the comments. What would you have done if you were a friend, a neighbor, a coworker? Could anyone have stopped this? Let's talk about it together, because staying silent is not an option. Subscribe if you want more stories like this. Stories that matter. Stories that must be heard. This is Silent Witness, and we'll keep speaking the truth.